Dragon Ball Super Volume 23 has just been released, and with it, Toyotaro has released some new artwork showing the fight sequence between Goku and Vegeta that he did not have in the actual manga chapter. Remember, Volume 23 covers the ending of the Cell Max arc, at least from the movie's perspective, and we get the end of Cell Max and his death, but at the end of that chapter, we get the finishing of the fight between Goku and Vegeta. But if you remember correctly, we don't actually get to see the entire fight. We get to see this. So what happened before this is now being shown by Toyotaro in some extra illustrations he drew for the manga chapter. With that, he also dropped new artwork for Sagambo, which is the leader for the criminal gang that came out of the prison. Don't know why he decided to draw this guy, if he's going to be relevant in the future or not, or if anybody from that prison is going to be relevant at all in the future of Dragon Ball. But with it, he also has a comment about Toriyama's passing from last month. But today we are here for the fight between Goku and Vegeta, the lost pages that we did not get to see. So before I begin, huge shout out to the Black Squad, those of you guys who are here every single day liking, watching the video, and you guys have subscribed with all notifications. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and getting us closer to the 500k mortal plan. And if you want to be part of that dream, make sure to hit that subscribe button, turn on all notifications. Let's jump in. As I stated earlier, we come back to this fight at the very end of it, where Beerus' planet looks like this and Goku and Vegeta look like this. They're both in pretty bad shape, but take a look at how beat up they are, their cuts, their bruises, and how ripped up their clothing is. That's going to be very important in the future. But as soon as this moment's over, Vegeta socks Goku, and this is such a devastating sock because this is what actually ends up losing Goku the fight. Now, I did a whole breakdown of this fight because we got more information added to Vegeta's development with Ultra Ego when he faced off against Broly. So when I saw that chapter and went back to this one, I told you guys the reason that Vegeta really won this was, number one, he socked Goku right in the face, basically almost knocked him out, and number two, Vegeta is using like a passive Ultra Ego in his base form. That's how far his training has come with the transformation, so he's able to take a lot more damage. And you can tell that's the case too, because when Goku uppercuts him right in the chest, Vegeta is basically fine. Like, he is able to stand on both his feet even with all the air punched out of his lungs. He is pretty good. And Goku even asked himself, how are you still on your feet? And Vegeta says likewise, drop to the ground already, because Vegeta really thought he had Goku with that last punch. So this is the moment they decide to do one last punch to finish it off. It's the exact same thing that Kefla did with Gohan in the Tournament of Power, where they decided to have one last punch end it all, and at that point basically showing that they're essentially equal or on equal footing. And when they both go in to deliver that last blow, Goku comes a little short. He can't actually reach Vegeta. And I told you guys during the first review of this chapter, that's because Goku is actually probably suffering from a concussion right now. Like, look, his eyes are closed when he punches Vegeta, or he tries to punch Vegeta, and when Vegeta actually taps him on the chest, his eyes barely open. So Goku really isn't with us here right now when he is delivering this final blow. He's actually about to pass out. So when Vegeta gently taps him in the chest, he falls into this crater, which is going to be important. Just look at this crater. It will be important. I will explain it. Once he falls here, he loses. He even says he loses, and Vegeta says that he won. So Vegeta actually wins this confrontation, and the retelling of this is actually really important because of what Toyotaro drew in these lost pages with this fight. So these extras are normally just extra things that we didn't see, and most of the time they're things that actually happened, basically happening off screen. Every once in a while when Toyotaro draws these little extra things, they are what ifs, but those are few and far between, so you really have to take that into account when you're looking at this. But the first frame that we see here is Vegeta trying to strike at Goku, but Goku ducking and trying to get Vegeta while he's wide open. And you can see right here, like, they're not really that beat up here. They have a few scratches here and there, but they're nowhere near what happened at the very end. So this is hinting at the fact that this happened during that time skip while we're seeing the Cell Max situation between the start of the fight and the end of the fight. But right after that, even though it seemed like Goku caught Vegeta off guard, off balance, and was about to get him wide open, Vegeta actually either seemed to plan for that or had the perfect counter, because he actually ends up kicking Goku square in the face. Another hit right in the face, right in the skull, which again probably leads even more into that problem at the end of the fight where Goku seems like he's suffering from a concussion, because this is a straight up kick right in the jaw. Now Goku quickly comes back. I don't know if he's using some passive Ultra Instinct here or whatever, but he quickly comes back and is able to punch Vegeta. And as you can see, the flow of these pages, it's very fluid, so it's happening almost in real time. This fight, it's happening with them fighting against each other. We can see how easy the flow is, and the fact that Goku kind of just bounces back. I mean, even Vegeta's leg is still sticking out because he had just kicked Goku, and Goku was able to punch back virtually right away. So right off the rip, that looks like the in-between of the fight, like in between the parts that we didn't see. So Toyotaro actually finally drew these parts and gave us a little bit more of that fight, because we don't see that in the chapter. But then we get this next page right here, and I want you guys to really look at this page and give me your thoughts on it. Here it is. Now I'm going to give you guys a second, a moment of silence to look at this page and let me know what you think about it. Alright, silence is over. So obviously we're seeing here Goku and Vegeta both on the ground, and they're both seemingly exhausted from what just happened. So what is it then? What is this? Is this the in-between of the fight? The middle part that we did not see? Or is this an alternate version of the events where Toyotaro, instead of letting Vegeta win in the actual chapter, he's showing us that, hey, you know, they actually both fell down and nobody won. It's a tie. What's actually happening here? Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'd like to see where your head's at when it comes to this, and I can tell you exactly what I'm thinking that this is. And personally to me, so this is what I think actually happened. I don't think this is an alternate version of events. I don't think that this is something different than what we got in the actual manga chapter. What I believe this is the fighting that we just saw is the fight that we missed. It's the in-between while the Cell Max situation is happening. And this last panel right here, I think this is Toyotaro's version of the ending where they're both collapsed. And even though they don't look as bloody, they don't look as beat up, and there aren't as many details in that, if you look at all these extra panels, they're more like sketches. They're not really like detailed drawings like we have in the actual manga chapter. So this is just kind of extra stuff. Maybe some sketches that he thought that he wanted to put in the actual chapter but didn't get a chance to do that. And then this ending part here is just them at the very end. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Subscribe for more content. Or perish.